am Michelle Pinnock. My title is I'm the location leader for the Isaiah 117 house that's being built here in Sumner County right now. Did you know that on removal day, children that don't get immediate foster placement, they often end up in our local DCS office here in Gallatin. They could be there for a few hours or even a few days. There's no place for a hot shower. There's state-issued furniture, uninviting conference rooms, and a sea of cubicles. So this is obviously no place for children on one of their hardest days. But what if there was a different place that these children could go? What if there was a home, a safe place where they could feel welcomed? A home where a trained volunteer greets them at the door and has the opportunity to love on them, to play with them, and to listen to them. A home where they could take a hot shower or maybe even a bubble bath. A fully stocked kitchen where they could request their favorite meal or simply ask for something that they've been craving. And then there's a warm, clean bed and brand new pajamas. And a playground out back complete with a basketball goal. That's what we are building here in Sumner County at Isaiah 117 House. We are creating a space that reduces trauma, it lightens the load for the department staff, and it eases the transition for foster families. I've always had a heart for children, especially those who have experienced trauma, and I have seen firsthand the effects that trauma can have on a child's life. I've witnessed the fear, the uncertainty, and the heartache that comes with being removed from the only home a child has ever known. I know children personally that have lived through that removal day. I've witnessed the impact of the pain caused by their own families, and I've seen the healing that can come when someone is there to listen, to comfort, and to provide stability. Every step in that removal process adds another layer of trauma. When children are removed, they often experience abandonment, guilt, rejection, and helplessness. If we can help by offering a warm meal, a listening ear, and a safe place to rest, we are giving them a chance to heal. We can help them build resilience, reduce their stress, and improve their emotional well-being. And then by giving the department staff an office in the home, we provide them with a space to work out of without the children overhearing the very adult conversations about their futures. Staff can also enjoy a break with a warm meal and a hot cup of coffee, restoring their energy for the very difficult work that they do. And when it is time for the children to go to their foster families, they will leave with a bag packed with brand new clothes, shoes, toys, toiletries, just things that help ease that transition for the children, and it gives the foster family a moment to focus on providing love and care. All of this is to remind every child, caseworker, and foster family, love, you're not alone. All right, now I need some audience participation here. I've got a question for you. Raise your hand if you've had Chick-fil-A in the last month. Okay, nobody? This might be the first group ever, I'm just saying. Okay, well then we'll skip the last week. All right, but picture a teenager in one of our open homes, speechless when asked, what would you like for lunch? When she was offered a choice of restaurants, her eyes lit up at the mention of Chick-fil-A. She had never been, but she had always heard her friends talk about it. Something as small as a chicken nugget meal may seem pretty ordinary to many of us, but for this young girl, it became a moment of joy, a moment that made her feel special on a day when everything else was hard. So we want every child to know that they are seen, they're loved, cared for, and that God loves them. There's a community of people who support them and care about their well-being. As Isaiah 117 reminds us, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, and take up the cause of the fatherless. I believe as Christians, we are called to fight for the most defenseless among us, and who could be more defenseless than a scared, lonely child on one of their hardest days. And I also believe that when God's people see a need, they act. We are called to be the hands and feet of Jesus, and Jesus has made his stance very clear when it comes to children. So we invite you to join us in changing the way that foster care begins here in Sumner County. So I just was going to give you a few ways to get involved. I've got a table set up out in the foyer, and so I'd be happy to talk to you after service if anybody has any questions or wants to get involved. We've got different programs. We've got a monthly sponsorship program called our Sock Buddy program. We have the Bin Buddies, which I think some people have already signed up for. That's the brand new clothes that are donated by people that the children choose from to take with them to their placement with their foster family. We actually have an expansion meeting this afternoon at 2 o'clock in Gallatin. If anybody really wants to get involved in some of our upcoming events, that's a good way to learn about that, and I can give you more information about that. We've got a place out there to sign up for the monthly newsletter if you're interested in that, and then we have a big fundraiser lunch and dinner coming up this Friday. And our founder, Rhonda Polson, will be there to speak, and somebody from DCS, and they'll speak on the needs of the house for Sumner County. And so that's Friday. So if that's anything you're interested in, also just let me know. As far as the build, we're moving along pretty quick now. Every time I go by, something new is happening, and we're getting flooring this week and starting to work on the outside. So the hope is that we'll be opening our doors sometime this summer. So if anybody has any questions, you can see me outside after service. Thank you.